Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to the Three Lotus Tarot. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I love having you around, and I wanted to tell you about something special that happened this morning when I was meditating before I got into the reading. Okay, I was visited by a presence or a soul, and I got the information that this soul was called a Judith. So I didn't really get much information from this soul because I was in the midst of setting up my meditation, and I just had this great feeling of like Judith is here. So I don't know much about Judith because I didn't get a chance to ask, but I had this impression that she was a tall, thin lady, and possibly with long or longish hair. Okay, so that's just for some of you who may be here, like either you're here for the first time today, suddenly out of nowhere you're called to this reading, or if you have been with me for some time. Just wanted to tell you that if you know a Judith, that she, I guess, maybe wanted to say hi. All right, so that was really special for myself as well, and I wanted to share that with you. And another thing is that as I was preparing for this reading today, I was trying to figure out, like, what is it that I want to read about. And this is what I do normally before I actually decide on a reading. So I let the inspiration come to me. I let the universe tell me. And sometimes I get messages that, okay, somebody really needs this, or somebody really needs to know that, or the collective needs this kind of information with them, for their highest good. So that's how I choose my readings. Okay, and so today is no different. So I was preparing for this one, and the question that came to my mind that we have to ask today is, who was I in a past life? Okay, what were you like in a past life? What did you look like? And what were the personality or characteristic traits of you in your past life? And then that could perhaps also help you learn or address or understand better certain things that may be happening in your life this time around. Okay, because we all know that karma is built and then karma is released or paid back as we go along. All right, so I'm going to look at these things for you, like perhaps some external factors, features, and then also some internal characteristics of yourself. And then I'd like to try at the end of it to see, what does your past self want to say to you, your present self. Okay, so let's get going into that. I've got your 3 piles already. Today we are going to be using the Arcanum, the Modern Spellcasters Tarot and the Arcanum Tarot deck for our reading. All right, so these are our 3 piles. Pile 1 is 6 of Pentacles. Pile 1 is the 6 of Pentacles with the gold ring holder. Pile 1 is the 6 of Pentacles with the golden ring holder. Pile 2 is the Queen of Swords with the purple ring holder. And pile 3 is the 2 of Cups with the black and black ring holder. Okay, just in case you don't know how the ring holders work, they basically stand up and you can hold your rings, let them hold your rings out for you. Okay, that's how the ring holders work, and these are resin ones. Okay, so when you have a feeling about the pile that you want to pick, or the combination of piles, if there's a few different piles that draw you, just go to the one that calls you the most, whether it's the ring holder that calls you or the card that calls you. Then just go to that one first, and then check out the next one after that. So this is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, and I will see you via the timestamps in the description box below, guys. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose the 6 of Pentacles with the gold ring holder. So let's check out what your 6 of Pentacles is telling us about yourself. So just now, for a very, very quick moment, when the card came out for your pile, I had the feeling that I thought that it was the 6 of Cups. And I immediately thought that, hey, this wasn't from so long ago. So this could be from a very recent past life. So what we're going to discover about you now could be about who you were in not a very old past life, but quite a recent one. Okay, so I'm going to get your cards, and firstly, like I said, I want to get some information, please. The spirit guides of pile 1, spirit guides of pile 1, spirit guides of pile 1, spirit guides of pile 1. What I'd like to hark back to a past life that is important for pile 1 to know about, past life which has important information for pile 1 to know about. Can we know, please, what they look like? What were they like on the external physical front? What were they like on the external physical front? What were they like on the external physical front? Let's take a look at this. Cards are upside down. Nope. Okay. What was pile 1 like on the external front? This guy here reminds me of Snoop Dogg. Okay, so the external front, what did you look like? We've got the 9 of Swords here, but we're looking for a lot of physical external characteristics. So the cards that come out, the imagery on them, that's what we're going to be looking at. But besides that, sometimes if I do feel very strongly about what the card is, then I'll let you know if it says something else. Judgment card. Then we've got, I keep thinking that I've turned these cards around, and then they haven't been turned around. The Hanged Man and the Page of Wands. So I get the feeling that in not very long ago, in a recent past life, you were somebody who was, see, the Hanged Man stands out very strongly to me, not for a physical characteristic, but like a more of a personality trait, which is something that I wanted to ask a little bit later. But this really comes out to me because I get a feeling that you were somebody who was quite lean, quite tall, because you always see, like, lean. I even get the impression that this person is like, tall and long. And here again, we see that lean body structure. Okay. Lean body structure. Now, I don't intend to insult, offend anybody. I shouldn't say the word insult. The word is definitely not insult, but I don't want to get anybody feeling anything. But I very much get the impression that you were somebody who was very staid, very rigid, very imprisoned in your own thoughts about yourself, or about the way the world is around you, or how the world should be around you. So you could have been very much like, I guess, I wanted to say the word dictator, but you were like very dictatorial about how you were in your life, how you led your life, and how others should be as well. So you kept yourself in a very, very tight, controlled environment. Like, you built that environment for yourself. You were not very happy, I don't think. You're not very happy. And you looked for happiness, but it was not easy to come by. Okay. And I don't know if you felt this way, like you had to hold yourself so strong and true, and in the way that you thought you should be, because you felt that you were always being judged, because you felt that you were being watched, or you felt that religion would judge you, or others would judge you. And you might have been like a very fiery person inside of you. Like there was a lot of, not passion in fieriness, but turmoil, a lot of turmoil. Like, and it was consuming you and burning you up inside. Perhaps this is what you thought that you ought to be like with the Six of Pentacles, right? You thought that you ought to be this seen as this benevolent person, helping others, being kind, being humble, sharing, understanding, good with people, good with animals, good with nature. But that was not who you were truly inside. Okay. So like I said, I don't want you to get all upset or aggravated about the information that I'm sharing. This was a past life of yours. This doesn't mean that that's who you are this life. In fact, you could be really trying very hard to change this life, right? We don't know. And that could be a lesson. What you were in a past life could have been a lesson. Definitely was a soul contract that you chose to undergo so that you can learn something. And this is a way for you to understand or know about what it was before. Okay. But yeah, so you were not very happy. A lot of cards I see here, you see, like there's this crying card, there's this, like, I'm boiling away in a cauldron, I'm trapped up, like really like cemented and belted. Yeah, this is one of the most restricted hangmans I've seen. And perhaps you see, like, you want to be seen a certain way, but you are a certain way, and you caught between that, like what I ought to be and what I really am. Yeah, you were perhaps very in tune. You were very sensitive to what other people say about you, and that's why you found yourself so hard caught up. Okay. Let's just see if there's any more physical attributes we can check out for Pile 1, please. What did Pile 1 look like in their past life, in this past life that we're talking about? What did Pile 1 look like? Oh, okay. So I just want to get this out, because I have that in my head, right? So we know that you were probably long and lean, tall, perhaps dark skinned. Yeah, perhaps like me, tanned. Ace of Wands. Yeah, again, long and lean, right? Long and lean. Knight of Wands and the Emperor. Yeah. So again, I keep getting these feelings of, see, like you were like, you stayed your ground, and you had very fixed ideas. The bull is very stubborn, right? The bull is This is the way it's got to be, man. And I don't care. I don't give a toot whatever else happens or what you think. I believe it should be this way. And that's how the emperor can, I mean, when you have so many people looking up to you, and have so many people looking to you for leadership, you have to be strong, right? But sometimes the emperor in its shadow aspect can overdo it and fall over on the other side of being, like I said just now, a word, dictatorial, right? So I get this feeling there. Look, even your fist is clenched. You are very rigid. You're a very rigid person, and there was no softness about you. You kept yourself behind an metal armor. You were high above the other people. You held yourself aside, aloft, different, separate from others. You didn't, you see, it's always like a one person, one person, one person, one person, one person card. Yeah. Except for this card where, I feel this is what you wanted to be like. Though it came very, very unnaturally to you, it came very, very hard to you. Ooh, okay. So this life looks very, I think it was quite lonely. Yeah, so I know I seem to be talking a lot about the internal characteristics of you, yeah, but perhaps that's how it ought to be. Perhaps that was the big lesson that you had to learn before, and the big thing that you had to overcome in that past life. That's what comes out the most, the energy that comes out the most. You were lonely. You felt like people couldn't understand you, but I believe that a lot of it was of your own doing. You thought that others couldn't understand you, not that they really, really couldn't understand you. So you kept yourself away. You kept yourself aloft. Perhaps you were afraid that, I want to be this embodiment of this energy, but I'm not. And if I don't hold myself so tightly controlled, then people will see me for who I am. Some of you are like that, but the others of you, like, you just for some reason, whether or not you're afraid that people will find out the true you, a lot of you did not think so much about that, but you just were the way that you were. And yeah, you were very yeah, that's all I can say. I'm so sorry. You were and you kept yourself aside because you were different from others. You didn't make the effort to mingle, to share, to learn. And you were tortured by thoughts of judgment. You were tortured by thoughts of not being found worthy, or not reaching the level you thought you had to reach. It was sad. It was sad, guys. Okay, so can we see this card fell out before I asked the question on air? But what I did want to ask was, what lessons was Pile One supposed to learn? So let's just take note that the Hermit dropped out. Okay, because I just like to take the cards that come out after I've asked the question. So I'm going to put that in there again. So what were the lessons that Pile One was supposed to learn with that personality, with that persona? What was Pile One supposed to learn? Let's take a look at these cards first. So my question was, what was Pile One supposed to learn embodying these feelings and this persona in your past life? Okay, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, We've got the Three of Cups. Knight of Swords. Okay, 2 knights. Knight of Wands came out earlier. So you've now got 3 knights on the table. And the King of Pentacles, excuse me. What were you supposed to take away from this past persona? So I really feel that with the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, look at this. The Knight of Wands that came out for you earlier when we were talking about your external and internal personality traits, characteristics. I got this message that you were all closed off in your full suit of armor, right? And flying on your bird, your eagle, away from everybody else. Completely covered up, cannot see any part of you. But now, when we see the lesson that you were supposed to learn, I see you now with, sometimes with the suit of armor still, you're still a knight, right? With the suit of armor. But I always can see your face now. You're not fully closed up. So perhaps that's what you were meant to learn. How to, where you had this personality when you were born into that life, into that past life, and that was what you were meant to learn, to come out of that rigidity, come out of that controlled atmosphere, come out of like not being able to do anything beyond what you thought that you had to do or could do. So you were entrapped in your own mental outlook and persona of who you were meant to be. But you are supposed to learn from that let's get down to earth. Let's not be so far away from everybody else in the sky. Let's get back down to earth. Let's be with other people. Let's open up ourselves a little bit so that we're not always so closed off. Not everything has to be so rigid. Even here, your hands are not in your iron gloves. Okay? And the Knight of Pentacles is somebody who surveys the world around him, surveys the situation, and really takes time to figure out, what do I want to do? Okay, so very much like the personality of the squirrel, where like, okay, the squirrel knows that, hey, winter time's coming, I've got to keep all my acorns, my nuts in a safe place so that I have stuff to eat. Okay, so he understands what is happening in the world. He sees what is happening to the world, and he reacts accordingly. Not just react, but he plans. Yeah, so not after the thought, not waiting for things to happen to him and then he does something in response, but he is in preparation mode. So that is possibly a lesson that you are meant to learn. How to let loose, let your hair down, be more open, let others see you, whether for your vulnerability or for the true person that you are, because you are somebody strong. I do see here, look, these personas. Look at these personas. Do they not look stronger than what you had before? Yeah? Even this one, your emperor looks so, he's bigger than the rest, but he's like, he's got that rigidity in him. Fire burning in the wheat fields around him. He doesn't give a damn. Okay, so you look different here. Yeah, you've got a King of Pentacles, not the Emperor, who could be very rigid, who could be very dictatorial, who could be a tyrant if you fall on the wrong side of things. But the King of Pentacles here, look, he's the king of the 3D world. He's a king in his life. He's sitting on his throne. He's got people supporting him. He's got so many riches. But he looks like he's kind. He looks like he is going to be a wise, understanding, observant king who's going to do what is needed, what is best for his empire in the 3D world. Okay, he's not like just thinking about himself. He's not just saving all these riches for himself. Okay, and then the figures here, you can see like this person's like really being able to let go of their emotion, being able to scream, being able to shout, and go as he goes into battle. He feels his emotions, he feels the passion. Very different from when you feel the turmoil here. Very different. Yeah, so I want you to be able to see the difference. That's why I keep pointing it out. Like here, even your oh, what is this, your animal is like charging with you. You are aligned with the natural world. Yes, and you here seem so strong and steadfast. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles. While I look at what is happening in order to figure out the next best plan, what I ought to do, you're still standing strong, sitting straight, and there's so much like power and wisdom and caring. Can you see that? Can you see the caring? Like, I am dedicated to doing the best that I think can be done for the people of the world, the people that I'm protecting. Yes, he's not like a hard face, just like the king. It's not a hard face. So this was the lesson you were meant to learn. How to feel your feelings, how to be in touch with the natural world, how to let go and be free to experience the passions that you want to experience, be free to show yourself, whether in your vulnerability, whether it's because you care about people and you're not afraid to fight for them. That was important. And of course, we've got the Three of Cups, which is very much about excuse me, social, which was very much about being with others, cheering, being with friends, feeling that sense of camaraderie, feeling that sense of belonging with others. So when you open up and you're able to not just hold yourself in so much rigidity and control, and you share, whether it's share your life, share your feelings, share your ups and downs with others, people understand you better, people like you, people can be with you, and they can flock with you. That was the lesson that you were meant to learn. Wow. So let's get a little bit of insight then. Okay. Did Pile 1 learn this lesson? Did Pile 1? What kind of progress did Pile 1 make with this lesson? What kind of progress did Pile 1 make with this lesson? Can we know, please? What lesson? So these two cards, for some reason or other, were flipped open. That's why you saw me. I saw them and then I had to go find them. These two cards were flipped open, and this one was the first card, and as I somehow flipped it over. Okay, so amazing. Very, very cool cards. Okay, so did Pile 1, what kind of progress did Pile 1 make with this lesson, I was asking. So you had the Ace of Pentacles. I think you did it. Did you progress? Yes, you did. You made a new start. And it's a beautiful, beautiful new start. Giant Ace of Pentacles right in the middle with beautiful flowers and greenery, fresh life, birth, new life, new start. Yes, you made you made your change. It took a long time. It took a lot out of you. But you had that, somehow you made it happen. You committed to it, and you found the way. You found the inspiration. You found the way to do it. Perhaps you didn't do it all. That's why you still have one wand here and the vines growing on it. Perhaps you didn't manage to do it all the way, but you got very, very close. You got very, very close. So we also have the 10 of Pentacles. Oh, so yes, you are happy. You got a new start. We started with the Ace of Pentacles and then we end with the 10 of Pentacles. So, okay, no, I think that it took you a long time. It took a lot out of you. You felt like, wow, it was a big lesson for you. You did the work though, and so you started out a new life and you ended up very, very happy. You left a legacy, even perhaps that people understood that now you are the King of Pentacles. People saw you for who you really turned out to be in terms of potential. Yeah, so I do think that you made it happen, Pile One. That was amazing. Oh, wow. So even though it took a long time, but you made it happen. Ace of Pentacles all the way to the 10 of Pentacles. Yes. So now I'd like to ask, what does your past self have anything to say to your present self? Does your past self, what would you like past self? Oh, okay. What would your past self say to your present self, if anything? What would the past self say to your present self, if anything? Beautiful. We've got these cards come out. You've got the 7 of Wands, Pile One. What would your past self say to your present self? Pile One. 7 of Wands. The Tower. The King of Cups and the Page of Cups. So what I see is, Pile One, your past self would tell you, if it could speak to you today, and we're trying to do that a bit now, right? So always stand strong. Don't be afraid of no matter what kind of major transformation that needs to happen, whatever changes. Sometimes even if it may not even be a transformation that you choose, but if it came to you, don't be afraid, Pile One. Anything that happens to you in this life, major change, major transformation, things falling down all around you, crazy failures, don't be afraid. Stand tall, stand strong, fight it off. Protect what you want to protect. Build what you want to build. Okay? Be steadfast in yourself. Be self-believing that you're worthy. Commit to what you want to do. Commit to what you know is out there. After the Tower, you have the wisdom, you have the courage, you have the strength to be able to do it. Always believe in yourself. And whenever the offers come along, whenever something new comes along, don't be afraid to try it out. Don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to restart, because sometimes some people feel that, oh, I'm 40 years old, I'm 50 years old, I'm 70 years old, I can't restart everything, my world has fallen apart, or I can't learn technology, I don't understand. Don't ever be afraid of that, Pile One. Your past life is telling you. They showed you what they went through, from one very, very rigid, lonely, sad, always feeling judged, tormented personality. They made that change to an open, caring for others, not afraid to show I'm vulnerable, ready to let my passions run, as I wish them to. That kind of personality. They did it. So, there's nothing that you cannot do in this life, Pile One. So never, never be afraid to stand tall and stand strong for the belief in yourself, for the opportunities for yourself, no matter how major, how severe the transformation might be, because you can do it. You can do it. You have to believe in yourself, and then the universe will work with you for it. So pile one, that was really cool. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you liked the reading, if you found it useful, please give me a thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you to all those who recently subscribed, and welcome back to all my faithful viewers. I look forward to these readings with you so much. And until I see you in the next one, guys, bye. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Queen of Swords, Pile 2, with the purple ring holder. So as I mentioned, I'm going to start off with getting some external characteristics of you. Some external characteristics of what did Pile 2 look like in their past life? What did Pile 2 look like in their past life? Too many cards. I'm going to put them all back. What did Pile 2 look like, please? Can we know, please, what Pile 2 looked like? What were some external characteristics of Pile 2 in the past life? What were some external characteristics of Pile 2? Okay, let me just close this up first. This card up. Right, and we have the Page of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles. I think in your past life, Pile 2, you were very tall, very tall, because the moment I saw this, I got the impression that, you know, like you were heads and shoulders taller than other people. Excuse me. And people had to look up physically to you a lot of the time. Somehow you were not the norm tall. You were like not business as usual, somebody walking in the crowd. Yeah, no, you stood up beyond them. So you were very tall. You were in good shape. You were agile. You were athletic, perhaps, but in good shape. You see, because even here, and I had to close this one up, but even here they had very beautiful bodies, like well toned, you know, lean and muscular, agile, athletic. So not bulky, not necessarily bulky in like or like, you know, super muscly like a weightlifter or a bodybuilder, but very athletic. You were nimble. You probably could run pretty well, and your limbs were nicely muscled, I would say, nicely muscled, and you had a beautiful body. You had a beautiful body, and you were tall. Okay, very quickly, anything else about their physical outlook? What did Pile 2 look like in their past life? What did Pile 2 look like in their past life? I do have a very strong feminine energy. I believe that you were female in a past life. Okay, these other two cards came out. So we've got the Page of Wands. You were young. You Page of Wands. You were young. and the Ten of Cups. I think that you had a lot of people around you. You were happy. You had a lot of friends, a lot of liveliness, a lot of happiness, socializing around you. Yeah, so that energy comes across. So you were happy, you were young, you were beautiful. Oh, I guess that's why you know that you were living the life. I feel that you were one of those, and you were running around with your people, with your friends, enjoying the life in the village, in the court, whatever it was. But you were happy. You're happy, and you're running around. All right, so now let's go on into what were the internal characteristics? What was Pal 2 like as a person? What was Pal 2's internal characteristics, their personality? What was Pal 2 like, please? Okay, let's take a look. Interesting. Okay, so you've got the Two of Swords. See, again, a feminine figure here. So that's why I did feel a very strong female energy. Yeah. So what were you? You were fierce. The Two of Swords is very much usually about being having to make a decision, not knowing how to make a decision. You're blindfolded. But here we see the imagery of somebody who is very, very strong. Looks like Rihanna, right? Very, very strong, very, very confident. And she's supposed to be making a decision. She's got the two swords there. Doesn't look like she doesn't know how to use them. She looks like she could be a warrior woman, right? And that wolf coming up behind her, I don't know if that wolf is trying to jump on her and trying to sneakily sneak up on her, or it's her familiar or her friend. Yeah. Okay, I don't get a feeling about the wolf. Perhaps that wolf's not so important, but I can see that she's strong. She has a clear eye on the future. She's looking out, not just being insular, but she is like somebody who's very observant. She's very strong-willed. She's not afraid to fight for what she wants. She's not afraid to get what she wants. Okay, it's quite cool. Quite a cool lady. Quite a cool lady. You also have the Star. The Emperor, very strong again, very strong. And the Tower. You went through something quite traumatic in your past life. Something quite traumatic. Your world changed, perhaps. Yeah. So you were forged in this environment. Remember I was saying that you went around happy with your friends and enjoying your young, beautiful life? But perhaps something happened that from that happy, joyful, happy-go-lucky, beautiful person, you became this strong warrior woman type of person. Something spoke to you. That's why I had this feeling just now of this, like you had a connection with the stars. You had something spiritual maybe awakened in you, a different kind of energy that made you more in tune, more connected to the universe, more connected perhaps even to the higher goal or the higher mission that you were meant to fulfill in that lifetime. And so then you became somebody quite different. You can see, right, from that, this sort of happy, beautiful, yay, to somebody like this. Yeah, quite different. The energy is quite different. So you became something different, forged in the fire of something major that happened. Let's check out. What is the tower signifying? What is the tower trying to tell us? What is the tower trying to tell us? I wanted to say fire. What is the tower trying to tell us? What is the tower trying to tell us? 2 more cards, please. 2 more cards. And perhaps that's why your protagonist card is the Queen of Swords. So from the 2 of Swords, maybe you had to make a decision. 2 of Swords, you had to make a decision about who you wanted to be in the future, or you were forged and then you had to, you know, you had to be reborn into a different persona. And from here, you then became the Queen of Swords. Right, so why is the tower here? We've got the Knight of Pentacles. Why is the tower here? 2 of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Definitely something that changed you internally. Something changed you majorly. That's why you have the Star here. So there was a different life then. Yes, a different life. You had to look at your life again and make a change. Whether you chose to look at your life again and make the change or something happened, I believe that something happened. Something happened that made you have to make this change. That's what the tower is here to try to tell us. Okay. So this is what you looked like and who you were in your past life. How to what is this? Okay, let's get on to the next question. Can we please know what was Paltu's mission in that life? What was Paltu's mission in that life? Again, what was Paltu's mission in that life? What was Paltu's mission in that life? So why did I say again? Because the Hierophant came out again. Paltu, the Hierophant. Why is the Hierophant out again? What was Paltu's mission in that life? The Hierophant, the Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. Perhaps you had to right a wrong in society. Something that was unfair that was happening in society, something that was that you didn't feel set right with you. Okay, why I think this? Because just now I also saw this. There were 2 people, very different people, bowing, having to bow to an establishment in society, man-made rules, or a religion, or a go-to leader, so to speak. Yeah, but these 2 had to bow down. They were very different. You can see they're very different, right? And the Hierophant is blind, is not looking at them, but perhaps just laying down the rules, laying down the law for everybody to follow, no matter who they are. And sometimes those rules, those laws don't work for everybody the same way, right? Because when you're different, then you have different needs or you have different priorities. So it was perhaps seen as an uncaring or non-inclusive law, regulation, way of life that was being pushed onto everybody at that point in time. And you felt this, you saw this, and you didn't like it. You wanted to make a change. You wanted something to be different. You wanted to be more in touch with who people really are and what they really need in this life. And you felt that they had the right and potentially an opportunity to be appreciated or be valued for the differences that they do have. Not everybody needs to be the same. So you wanted to make a huge difference societally or the way people feel about things. Giant, major change you were trying to effect or you felt was needed. And that's why we also have the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So you wanted to take action. I don't know if you did. Let's check that out. I believe that you probably did, because of that strength of character here, right? But the Queen of Swords has the privilege of intellect, of seeing things for what they are, of not being afraid to make plans and effect them and implement them for the good that she believes that will be brought with that change. You can see that strong iron back will, right? But because she is the queen, she also brings with it that that feminine care and nurture. So she wants to make the changes for the good of the people, for the good of the environment, for the good of the situation at hand, not just because she's crazy for power. Okay, and the Queen of Pentacles as well. So you've got both energies here. Queen of Pentacles tells us that, she is that loving, nurturing, caring queen. You can even see how she holds the pentacle in the crook of her arms, right? In the crook of her arms, she's cradling it. So life was important to her. The lifestyle of the people was important to her. Even animals lay at her feet and came to visit her. So she's kind. That energy that comes across is that she's kind, and she's nurturing, and she's loving, she's supportive. She wants the best for all her subjects, and even the tiniest of animals who are usually so afraid of human beings come to her because they trust her. Yeah, and so she has that benefit of being caring and nurturing and understanding, as well as the brains and the strength of character to be able to see through her plans. One without the other is less effective, right? But together she's able to really make changes that count, or influence changes that count. Wow, so in a past life, Pal 2, you were like Xena, the warrior princess, perhaps. For those of you who are too young to know about Xena, the warrior princess, go Google it and see what she's like. You could see that she looks kind of like this. Yeah, Xena, the warrior princess, or She-Ra. Okay, I'm showing my age. All right, so let's see, what else can we know about this mission, of yours in Pal 2, in a past life? What else can we know about Pal 2's mission in their past life? Again, I feel like I saw a card that was flipped over. Here you go. So, what else can we know about this mission in your past life? Six of Cups was the card that flipped over in the deck. This may have been quite a past life from long ago, from some time ago. So probably it shows us, Pal 2, that you're an old soul. You've had many lifetimes. many lifetimes, many times being reborn, going through the cycle of life. And perhaps that's why you may be quite wise. In this lifetime, you might be quite wise. People might tell you that, you seem like an old soul. How do you know all these things? Or they come to you because, they see you as a de facto leader or a true leader in your own right. And you don't have to be in a certain position, official position, to be a leader. It could just be that people just come to you for advice and guidance. Yeah. Three of Cups. The Sun. The question is, what else can we know about this mission? Two of Pentacles. And the Star again. Again, the Star. Wish fulfilled. Wish fulfilled. I think that you successfully made some steps in the changes in this past life of yours that we know about, where you saw the inequality, where you saw the differences of people that were not celebrated. In fact, they were they were like, being forced to change. So I do believe that there was a wish fulfilled, that you were able to make at least some strides in progress of your mission. You helped to balance things out. You helped to make people see both sides. And it was a happy thing. You managed to do it. People saw both sides. Not as equal as it could have been, or not as equal as you would have loved it to be. But I think that, this is at least like a fantastic start. So I don't know if now in this life you also have this feel of wanting to right inequalities, wanting to help people who don't have a voice, wanting to see more equilibrium, more equity, more equality in fairness and justice in our daily lives now. So that could be perhaps something that is very strong for you, a big passion in your heart. Yeah. So you made people see, you shone the light on things. You shone the light on how people could change. You shone the light on how we could progress to that next step, not just showing people that this is not right, not just at that extent, but you fought for the people who didn't have a voice. You fought for the people who were downtrodden, and you managed to show the others how not to just not do what they were doing, but how to be better. What are the future steps? This is how you could do it. Okay, so for example, let me give you a simple example. You don't just tell, let's say in today's world, right? Let's say we see somebody homeless on the street, and you observe somebody being rude and cruel to this homeless person. Perhaps you see that they kicked this homeless person. Very, very wrong thing to do, right? So you saw somebody kicking this homeless person and shouting at them and saying, "Why are you being such a bum? Why don't you go and get a job?" So instead of just speaking up for that homeless person, instead of just saying, "Don't do that, you shouldn't do that," you don't know what their story is, you don't know why they're on the street. Yeah. You don't just do that, you don't just show them what was wrong, but you help them take the next step towards rectifying their own perceptions and their own opinions and their possible potential future behaviors. So you tell them, perhaps, because we don't know what's happening with these people. You think they choose to be on the streets? In fact, there's a soup kitchen around the corner. If you want to help, if you want to get people off the streets, perhaps you could volunteer at the soup kitchen. Once somebody has a hot meal in their stomach, perhaps they'll be more able to go look for a job or something like that. But you show that person the next step, not just to tell them this is not right. So that was what was amazing. And you could have been quite celebrated for that, because you were able to shine the light on such a big thing. And of course, in that past life, I don't know what were the social injustices or social inequalities or challenges in society that might have been in existence, but I'm using for you a situation that we have at hand, that we know at hand here, that we sometimes come across in real life. Yeah. Now I want to see, what would your past self tell your present self now? Is there anything that your past self wants to tell your present self? Oh, so many cards. Okay, let's take a look at this. You've got the 5 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, Justice. Aha, see? 4 of Swords, and the King of Swords. What would your past self tell your present self? There's a lot of unhappiness, there's a lot of lack, there's a lot of anxiety, turmoil, unhappiness, disaster in the world. And you need to stand strong. Pile 2, you need to stand strong in your present self. If you work for justice already, if you try to help already, great. Good job. Keep it up. Do not change. Do not change, because you have the power to be the King of Swords, to effect the changes that you see in your mind, that you feel in your heart, that are necessary. Okay, so don't give up. Don't give up, because there's a lot of lack, there's a lot of anxiety, unhappiness, loss, and confusion in the world today. And they need your loving heart. They need your ability to see and understand and empathize. They need you to use that and fight for the justice that needs to happen. Fight for those who don't have a voice, don't have the ability to fight for themselves, or for those who just need a helping hand. Sometimes people just need that one helping hand. Okay, and you can help them, you can do that. So that's why I said, earlier, if you have a feeling now in this life that you like to fight for the underdog, I see that, and you are advised by your past self, please don't give up. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for keeping that mission going. And don't give up. Sometimes, no matter how hard it might make it, no matter if it gives you sometimes some instability of emotions, some instability of thought, sometimes it gets you down too. But don't let that stop you. Keep on going. Keep on going. Ground yourself. Be healthy and strong spiritually, emotionally, and continue the fight, because the fight needs you. Pile 2. That was so deep, and I wish you a lot of strength, Pile 2, because as you go on these things, I know the kind of strength that it could require for you to just keep on going. Take it day by day by day. Every step is a success. Every step is an achievement. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so honored to have read for you. If you like this reading, please give me a thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe to the 3 Lotus Tarot. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Thank you for being here. And you chose the 2 of Cups with the gold and black ring holder. 2 of Cups. What does the 2 of Cups tell us? Okay, let's take a look now. Let's get your cards for what did pile 3 look like in this past life that we want to talk about. What did pile 3 look like externally? Okay, so 2 of Cups, we've got 7 of Pentacles. So let's just look at the imagery. Okay, let's just look at the imagery first. 4 of Wands. And the 8 of Cups. Excuse me. I get masculine energy. So in your past life, this particular past life that we're talking about, I think you were male. You were young. You had a stable life, even though I know we're supposed to be talking about external looking physical characteristics, but I think you were young, you were stable, but sometimes had periods of sadness or melancholy. Okay, what else? Is there anything else that we can know about the physical characteristics, please? Physical characteristics of pile 3 in this past life. I think you lived somewhere in nature. You were not in like the courts or the big cities or the big towns. You were in like somewhere filled with nature. Yeah, look at this. These cards came out again. Somewhere filled with nature, trees, rivers, wild animals. Okay, so you were perhaps like somebody quite free-spirited. You grew up with a different kind of environment around you, and that's what made you, like, you know, you appreciated nature. You were happy. You had a simple life. You were happy, even though you had perhaps some times of melancholy. Okay, so since we're going into like the internal characteristics already, let me just get some more cards about what kind of personality were you in this lifetime. What kind of personality were you? This card flipped over. Kind of personality. I know we talked about it a little bit already. So you've got the 2 of Pentacles. So I noticed that this guy here, he looks kind of stressed, trying to make sure he keeps the pentacles up. Death. And the 10 of Cups. So I do have a big feeling to keep this 10 of Cups in reverse. You were stressed. Why? I mean, I just had this feeling that you were born in that, you know, open space, wide open spaces with nature, with beauty all around you. But somehow, even though we talked about it before, you had some periods of melancholy. And here I see you rather stressed, trying to keep life together for some reason or other. And then we've got death, and then we've got the 10 of Cups in reverse. So you were not as happy, or you were happy and then you became not so happy. Did you grow afraid of something? Yeah, perhaps you got afraid of something. This is what the Death card is telling me. From a beautiful natural surrounding here, with, streams and lush grass and green trees and the beautiful mountains. It became like this dark gray, misty, foggy night with, dead bodies crawling out of the ground. Scared. You were scared. What were you scared of? Something in life made you scared, and perhaps turned your happiness upside down. Let's check it out. Okay, so what was this past life of pile 3's like? What was key points of this past life for pile 3? What were the key points? Excuse me. What were the key points that we need to know about this past life of pile 3? What were the key points? Okay. So the first card that came out, guys, what was the past key points of this past life is the Chariot. Look at this. There's no driver here. Normally you have a driver, right? In all your Chariot cards, this is like a runaway horse. First time I have noticed this. So what were the key points like? We've got the Chariot, we've got the 8 of Wands. Very fast, very fast, very fast. What were the key points of your past life? Something happened very, very quickly, or your life was over very, very quickly. Remember I said that you were young? Okay, 3 of Cups, 3 of Wands, 3, the Star, and the 6 of Pentacles. So something like a runaway situation. Something happened very quickly. I don't know. Something happened very quickly. The energy at the bottom of the deck is the King of Cups. King of Cups. I'm sorry. Let me unpack this a little bit. Let me get a little bit more. You see, the 3 of Cups somehow make me think of like will-o-wisps or like souls leaving the body because they're floating, right? So it makes me think that something happened to you very quickly and you passed on. But then these 3 here, I don't quite understand. So can I know more about what these cards mean? What do these cards say? What do these cards mean? A card fell on the floor, so let me get, wow, these are 2 cards. Let me get the cards on the floor, please. Very unusual. Okay, so we've got the 3 of Swords. Heartbreak. 3 again. 3 of Cups. 3 of Wands. 3 of Swords. What happened here? The 3 is like, the result, the outcome. How should I put this? I want you to be able to see these cards. So I was asking about these 3 cards. So we've got the 3 of Swords, We've got the Four of Wands again. You had the Four of Wands earlier, if you remember. Here, the Four of Wands. Wow. Wonder what this is. Suddenly you became afraid. And what were you afraid of? Something happened. Something happened very quickly. And we're understanding now that the outcome, there was an outcome of something. Heartbreak, sadness, loneliness, loss. I mean, it feels like you were feeling lost. From a time of stability, you became feeling lost. Ace of Swords, new beginning, new truth, a new fact, a new truth, a new revelation. Although this gives me the picture of heaven going on into heaven. Strength. And the wheel, the end. So let's look at this, okay? Let's unpack this a little bit more. Wow, this one is quite amazing. Because I'm quite, I'm at a loss. I feel like I don't know what's happening. Perhaps that's what you felt. So something happened very quickly to you. You were in a happy, natural place, full of nature, full of beauty, full of healing powers of nature. You were quite a young person. You were a young person, and you had, like, you know, the time to go around and be happy, and then something happened that scared you. A major change happened that made you afraid. Turn your 10 of cups upside down, and that change happened very quickly, and perhaps that led you to not be able to understand what was happening. You could have passed on, or the old you, it's like an old you perhaps died, and then the you that continued was a shell of the old you. Sad now, not happy anymore. From a time of stability and happiness, and, you know, like a chain, it broke. And you became unhappy and lost. What was this change that happened? Something new started, a new fact, a new revelation, a new transformation. That's why you have death too. But you were strong, and it was the end of a time for you. I keep feeling like perhaps you passed on. One card, please. One card, please. Oh, okay. So the Five of Pentacles came out. So definitely there was a sad period in your life. There's a feeling of lack. There was a feeling of, like, you know, there's no more camaraderie. There's no more neighborliness. Wherever you were going, you were being, like, barked at. Leave, go. So you couldn't find a way. Couldn't find yourself. It was the end of an era for you. It was end of one phase of your life for you. What was the lessons that Pile 3 was meant to learn in that past life? What were the lessons Pile 3 was meant to learn in that past life? It's too many cards. I'm going to put these back. What lesson was Pile 3 meant to learn in that past life? Let's take a look at these cards first. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, and the Tower. See, something major happened to you. Something major happened to you, and you were meant to learn how to get on with life. So from a time of like, yay, happy, naive, and joyful, cheerful, something crazy happened and you changed. And you had to learn how to transition from this happy-go-lucky young person, naive and joyful, to somebody else with a really different lifestyle or a really different set of circumstances. And you had to learn how to accept, how to be flexible, how to build from the ruins to start anew, to embrace life no matter how it came, no matter the giant switcheroo, the giant turnaround from happy to something else altogether. You had to learn how to pivot. You had to learn how to change and adapt. Wow. Okay, that's beautiful. You had to learn how to change and adapt. What else, please? What else can we know about the lessons Pile 3 was meant to learn in that life? Do you find yourself now, Pile 3, as somebody who, you feel that no matter what happens, I can always be strong? Do you feel that? Or do you feel that that is something you need to continue to work on, to learn, to build as a skill set for yourself? The ability to adapt, the ability to be flexible, the ability to solve problems if anything comes up, that you're not just going to be taken aback and fall to pieces. Perhaps if you have learned this from the past, that's why you are today what you are today, the skills that you have learned, the levels that you have learned, and now maybe in this lifetime you either teach it or you continue to level up. Okay, what else? Ace of Swords. See, no matter what, start afresh. Ace of Swords, you got this before as well. Ace of Swords, no matter what, you're able to see the truth, you're able to see the new possibility, and work at it. Okay, look at your Ace of Swords, always very beautiful. This looks heavenly blessed, like I mentioned just now. It comes with fire and passion and strength, and you can't get me down, right? Ace of Swords. You also have the King of Pentacles, from the Queen of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. So you made the best of the situation in the past. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. You started afresh. You renewed, rejigged how you thought about things, how you felt about things, how you approached things. That's the lesson that you were meant to learn in that past life. And I think that you probably did learn it to a certain extent, because I see the Queen of Pentacles elevation, progression to the King of Pentacles. Okay, you perhaps didn't learn all there is to learn. And perhaps this life, you're still working on the leveling up. It could be that. But like I said just now, so if in this lifetime you feel that you're strong, and you know that no matter what happens, you'll be able to make the best of the situation, or you will be able to rebound, you will be able to catch up, you are not going to let circumstances of life get you down. That energy, that dedication, that commitment and belief in yourself comes from this past life. Even if you don't think it, if other people have told you, Pile 3, you're always like a phoenix rising from the ashes. No matter what happens to you, you never let it get you down. You're always on to the next thing, and trying to make it better, trying to make yourself better, trying to make things better for other people. If somebody else tells you that too, if other people tell you that too, this is where it came from. Okay, because this is a lesson, a skill that you have been trying to perfect and learn and progress on since a past life of yours. This gives me the shivers, guys. This gives me the shivers. Now, I'd like to end the reading with, what would your past self say to you, your present self now, if it had any advice or words of wisdom? What would your past self want to tell your present self? Okay. So you know, if you've been following me for some time, I don't usually read reverse unless I really feel it. And the Ace of Cups came out in reverse, and I do feel it, because you know why? This is telling me that your past self is telling your present self not to ever get too caught up in the feels of it, not to ever let emotion get the better of you. Emotions can be very, very big, very, very strong, very, very turbulent, very, very powerful. But don't ever let it be the only thing that drives you. Don't ever let it get you down or drown you in the situation that you're encountering. So we've got the Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay. Then we also have the Nine of Cups. Your past self is telling you that no matter what the situation is, you will always be able to come up with something, come up with a solution, come up with better alternatives, because you're like that GD in the bottle. Okay, so you've got a great life now. You're quite happy. You're quite feeling the freedom of being able to make your own choices for your own life. And that could stem from the fact that you have learned this lesson long ago in your past life of how to make the best of things no matter what happens. Okay, Nine of Cups. So appreciate this flexibility, this freedom that you have now, because you did the work to bring yourself here. Okay, Four of Pentacles. Okay, Four of Pentacles is about protecting what you have built up, what you have amassed. Okay, but I also see this Four of Pentacles as being very nimble, because I see this man crouched on top of his treasures, right? And he's like protecting it from sun and rain and all that, from the elements of the world around him. So he's very nimble, and he's able to protect what he has amassed, what he has built, what he has learned. So you too should continue on this journey of building and progressing and developing this ability to be able to spring back, jump back from no matter what situation life throws your way. And that is what I have for you from your cards today about a past life of yours that was important for you to know about now. If you've liked this reading, pile 3, please give me a thumbs up. And thank you so much for being here with me. If you have not yet subscribed, I truly appreciate if you would join the family at the 3 Lotus Tarot. And until I see you in the next one, guys, bye.